So round number 1, we are in a river. I mean, we're not in a river, we're like between two parts of a river. So we're like on a small island. I would say that this is not an island because the river divides into two. So I don't really know what this is, but we are between a river. And there's a bridge here, and the bridge has connection to these islands. We got some stuff written here. So this is a map of Japan's super difficult map. So I imagine this is super difficult to get the region. That's what I think this map is gonna be. So we got some unofficial coverage here. So pretty hard one if you've never seen this town, like me. So yeah, firstly let's look around at the buildings, because that might be the best clue here. We can see, and also the landscape, so we can see some mountains to the south, some very tall buildings, although it doesn't really feel like a very big city. That almost feels like an hospital. Yeah, that's a heart and a cross. It feels like an hospital there. I mean, it's definitely not an easy location. I do want to go more northern, but I'm just wondering if this could be Kyushu. I'm like between the two. I'm between like going more northern or Kyushu here. The mountains are to the south and north. Where do I go? And west. I might end up going like somewhere in Fukushima, I think. Let's guess in one of these valleys here. It was Kyushu. This is a very hard map, as we see. So it was in Izuka. And this was the island. That was the thing close to us. I don't know what this is, but yeah. It was a pretty hard location, because the buildings didn't really feel like this was this far south, but it was. So let's keep going, and now we are as well again in an unofficial coverage. This is taken by a man, as we can see here, his shadow. And we are in the middle of some mountains, and we can see some plantations here. There's also a building, like a house here. Feels super central in Japan, I would say. I mean, we have a big mountain to the east. There's a guardrail here, but it doesn't really help me. Yeah, this is like a house, I would say. I don't know what this is, but it feels super cute, like the entrances. I mean, the roof feels like a normal roof, but the wooden rest looks super traditional and old. I would say somewhere central northern Japan, probably. Like somewhere in... We can see a pool, but it's too far away. Like somewhere in Gunma, for example, somewhere here, more central. Okay, it was in Wakayama. It was definitely not easy, but yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know if that's... No, the house was this one. I don't know. Okay, not an easy location again, but I mean, I guess that's the theme of the map, so it's normal the locations to be pretty hard. But now we have water, which might be something helpful. There's a big house here with these tiled roofs. Yeah, that's pretty much what I can tell from this location. There's also this car here, another house there, and the rest, I mean, I don't know. We can see an island there as well, or is that not an island? I think it is. And water is to the north. It definitely made me think of somewhere in this region. I don't know if that's like a good guess or if that's like a bad guess in this location here. But it definitely made me think of somewhere around here with this bunch of islands around this area. So let's go for it and we'll see. Ow! I did consider Totori too, but like I wasn't sure. So it actually was not an island, just part of the coast was this thing here. It was a lighthouse, okay. Cool. Oh no, wait, what were we looking at? Was that this or was it this? I'm not sure. Yeah, so this is called the Higashihama Beach. So yeah, it is indeed a beach. And we move on to round number 4, and it's taking a little bit to load. It's loading now. So, and we can see a rock here now. What is this formation? Is it like a rock on top of a metallic structure and some wooden structure, and there's another rock? What is this used for? Why did they decide, okay, let's make this on top of the mountain? Like, what's the use of this? I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a pole here, with a plate that almost feels like a Kyushu or Hokkaido plate, and the wires go all the way until down there. Wow. And we can see the crops here, a bunch of them, like rice crops. I was looking at that because I think that's what would be more helpful in this location, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we can see all the city here. So the city is pretty much surrounded by mountains. The roofs don't really feel northern at all. So I'm considering somewhere in the region of Osaka, like Nara, something like that. I don't know where we would have a mountain that looks like this. But definitely somewhere in this region now. Okay, it was actually Nakayama, which makes a lot of sense with the mountains being surrounding the city and the fact that we were on top of a mountain. And the last location here, we can see the water, so we're pretty close to the water. And there are a bunch of rocks here under the water. Why? I mean, they all look the same. They look like these pyramids. Oh, and a bunch of more there. What are these used for? Can someone explain me this in the comments? Like, what's the use of these rocks? I actually have no idea. And now we can see a sign here with a fish. Probably it's saying that it's not allowed to fish, or that it is allowed to fish. And there's a bunch of cars here. There's a road, some mountains to the west and to the north as well. And the coast looks like it's gonna be to the east. I mean, but I don't know, the mountains, I can't really tell where these would be. Could it be somewhere around here? I know it's the same I guessed before, but it makes a lot of sense. I don't know, we got... I think this is my main guess here, somewhere on this region. But it could be in Shikoku as well, or maybe in Kyushu. But I do prefer, I guess, like in Mie, in this part. So let's go for it. And it was in Shikoku, and the water was to the west and not east. I guess the directions were not correct, and I could not trust the compass, because when we have an official coverage, most of the times the directions are not correct. So we ended up with 7,056 points. This is a pretty bad score.